Hello, this is Clara Stevens, and I'm making a narrative presentation for Liberty University Online PhD PSYC 850. And the topic I'm presenting is functionality of virtual organizations. Before we go further, I'm going to present the topics: introduction to functionality of virtual organization, geometry of virtual organization, dynamics of virtual organization, looking back to past, present, and the future of virtual organization. Now we're going to talk about the benefits of virtual organization, which is relating to educational and the reliability of getting the job done on time. The next will be information exchange, the synchronous and asynchronous benefit of information exchange in virtual organization. Then there will be references, and after that is going to be my votes of thank you. So let's go. So introductionally, I have a brainstorming virtual activities where I try to connect informations that are important to virtual organizations. And the next is introduction to virtual organization. Virtual organization is defined as when organizations and team members are able to use virtual instruments to facilitate teams' virtual interaction, pieces of information sent around, and this can be used at all levels or all facets of training within the organization. Also, the nature of virtual organization is underdeveloped right now or defined. Most organizational leaders and employees assume that virtuality is limited to international connections needing electronic to connect information. But this is far from the truth, because the slide here today, we are going to present that virtuality has always been used locally and traditionally between groups and teams and within the community. It is imperative to add also that virtuality in this age of improved technology is becoming globally pervasive. Now we're going to talk about the geometry of virtual organization. The slide presents the relationship between geographically dispersed virtual team members and local or co-located team members. Like my workplace, we have like 8 locations, and we're all working for the same community. So today, often companies may incorporate or combine telecommunication technologies for more sensitive and urgent tasks, if you may ask. When spatially located team members, virtual enhances the independent connection to complete tasks promptly and on time. And also team members who work within the reach use virtual communication when working together and exchanging of transferring digital copies, for example, emails, video presentation. Some people working next door use virtual emails to send informations to one another. The next in the slide is dynamic of virtual organization. The advancement of technology enhances global virtual organization competition. Now, competent and effective leadership in virtual team is essential. So we need the management or the manager to be competent in using all of these virtual organization instrument. In order to be able to execute organizational projects and and business strategies for complex environment, to achieve a successful organizational result. So we are going to look back to in the past. The belief about virtual or virtuality was limited to organizations with foreign branches or who are cross-connected. Virtuality is a multi-functional organization tool. It has not been fully conceptualized. So currently, virtuality, which is that provide multi-dimensional concept, is rapidly evolving and defying all space and time restriction and connecting continents. So virtuality encourages collaborative networking for coalitions and sharing the core competencies, resources for stability and for professionalism through the challenging time. So currently, virtual instrument has been growing, and in these days and time, we are seeing better use of virtual instruments for organizational purposes, especially when we talk about the past year and a half, where we have struggled with COVID-19 stay-home mandate. So that brought quickly virtuality to organizations, where people started working at home and connecting management, connecting other people from home. That has really enhanced the use of virtual instruments or tools within organizations and workplaces. So when we're going to talk about the future, what are the future and the costs of organization and the future of organization? So virtuality in organizations who wish to incorporate virtual tools, I encourage to consider the following. For example, what the team is trying to do must be conceptualized, and the level of competencies needed. And the organization's budget, that's very important, to check the organization's budget, and also to shop for the best performing instrument, or that the budget can afford easily. So now we're going to talk about there are so many instruments that connection or coming up these days now, like Zoom, and so many of that. We've used that in my workplace for meeting, to connecting people outside and interstate together in a Zoom meeting. So we are talking about the future of that. We are expecting more use of digital recognition, of technologies coming out to enhance more availability and to reduce the cost of virtual organizational tools. The benefits, going to the benefits of virtual organization, like I've mentioned, looking at the COVID surge time, the ability to use, but technology giving us that opportunity to use to do virtual meetings, virtual sending of information, and that is huge to know. So virtuality enhances the interpersonal relationship among team members. An example of workplace using virtual tools to connect several locations within the community and sending and receiving information promptly. In most cases, Zoom meetings are the preferred virtual tool for travel cost and time effectiveness. This I've explained we do in my workplaces, and then we are able to connect, which is faster, and we are able to get the message across both internally and externally. When we talk about the benefit, it also applies to educational purposes, competencies, task effectiveness, and specific job-related skills. Competencies evolve from, storming the group, beginning from the storming and forming up to the framework. Is continuous with team development, and virtuality are the hallmark of new employee training, new promotions, and transfer purposes, especially when training about using a new product or policy. Thus, members become informative and they're compelled to see and demonstrate the use of the new technology. So all of that incorporate to education, to teach, to take tests, to answer quizzes, and to be certified even online these days. Now we go to the next one would be the reliability of virtual tools. Virtual technology tools communicate through that we are able to communicate valuable data. Means sort of quality depends on capacity of the international need, such as video conferences enables verbal communication than sending an email, which restricts communication to one way. For also for modeling description, for details, framework, architecture, presentation, and also when we talk about operational illustrated presentation using some of the tools as REST-based content to distribute faster scenario, or some content that are more precise and need to get to the individual, or coded information that need to get to the expected destination, depending upon the availability or the budget of the company per se. So when we talk about exchange of information, is part of the benefit, actually, it's part of the benefit of virtual organization. Because virtuality is a dual opportunity to exchange information immediately, or to allow lag time for individuals to consider and think about what they are about to do. It gives time. So when we talk about the synchronous aspect of virtual opportunity, it's when we are talking one-on-one on video. So we are having conversation and we are able to immediately or simultaneously return or a response. So virtual video coverage allows for immediate information response. Now the second one has to do with the synchronous opportunity of virtual organizational tools, which means some of the pre-recorded hard drive for recorded trainings that allows individual to watch at their own convenience. I have had the opportunity to do this several times myself in my workplace, where we have to be updating. I work at a health center, and technology keep changing. We have to be updating information about so many aspects of the organization. So being able to go there at your own time and watch the presentation, take quizzes, and actually get a certificate after you are done. This is part of the benefits of virtual organization. And I also use Liberty University. I'm recording right now. I am an online doctoral degree, and I can go at my own time to take my quizzes, do my reading, and all of my homework, all thanks to technology, that we're able to do so many things today via online, FaceTime, and Zoom, and info, all of that technologies coming up yet. The next is I have a lot of references here that I've looked into. If you're interested, please feel free to check the references, and because you can have so many more ideas and fun things about virtual organization. If I have to have my way in reference to today's situation, I will say every organization, as much as they are capable, budget allow, they should all incorporate some form of virtuality into their organization. Now, this is my vote of thank you. I want to encourage you all. Virtuality is international. We are here, we are abroad. Everything is brought together and the continent becomes smaller. I want to encourage you to remember that diversity is the beauty of God's openness in unity. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is one body, one Spirit, and just as you were called to one hope. When you were called, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God, and one Father of all, who is over all, through all, and in all. So I want to encourage you, be patient with culture, nationality, tradition, and this is the will of God. And it makes God happy when we come together in unity. I want to say thank you for your time in listening, and just one more final encouragement for you to know that God works in different ways, but it is the same God who does the work in all of us. Thank you so much. Clara Stevens, a doctoral student at Liberty University Online. This is for presentation for PSYC 850.